Here's a really quick guide to installing the new Hitbox Overlay Tool for Guilty Gear Xrd. First, go to the GitHub page I have linked in the description and go to the releases section. Scroll down and download this zip file. Next up, just unzip the file into a folder of its own somewhere on your computer. From there, just go ahead and open the game. You can go into training mode if you'd like, find that folder, and then open the injector.exe file. It's going to open a little window, you hit enter, type Y, enter again, and you can hit enter and it closes it. And then it's going to pop up all of these windows, and from here you can do basically whatever you want. It opens up with a frame bar at the top and all of this technical detail. As you can see, there's a lot of really handy info here, like HP, meter, burst, risk, stun, the animation, just all sorts of handy things. Study it freely. Something particularly interesting to note is the frame advantage section. This works on hit, on block, and it even tells you how plus you are before and after you land on like an air dash. It's super helpful. Seriously, use it. Any windows that are created by this program can be moved and resized freely, or even just closed. First up, we have this section for tension data. It shows you exactly how much meter you have, your tension pulse, negative penalty, all of the little hidden values, how much meter you're gaining, lots of like really helpful stuff. This can be used to like optimize your combos, and you can even clear the history data. So up next we've got the burst values. It shows you your gain modifier, how much you're building for the combo and on every individual hit. Just remember that it applies to the character that's being comboed, not necessarily the character that you're comboing with. Next up we have the speed, hit stun, proration, wake up, pushback. This is all pretty self-explanatory data if you just want to dive a little bit deeper. Then we have the projectiles tab. This shows you everything you could want to know about every projectile on screen. Then there's the character specifics tab. Obviously this changes from character to character. For Sin it shows the calorie gauge. For Kai it shows stuff like his hair and projectile timers. You're gonna have to investigate this for every character that you're looking at. Next up is box extents. This basically just shows you the exact position of your hurt boxes and any hit boxes that you put out on like the coordinate system. It's pretty simple to understand. This is the cancels window. It shows you frame by frame all of your cancel options for each individual move you use. It's very helpful as a lot of characters have weird late gatlings or things that you wouldn't have known about otherwise. This is damage, risk, stun calculation. It basically just shows you all of those values and how they scale as your combo goes on. This is the stun and stagger mash meter. It basically just shows you how far along in the animation you are and how much you can mash. There's a bunch of hotkeys that I'll go over next, including escape, which temporarily disables and re-enables the mod UI. And most of these hotkeys also have settings down here that you can toggle, like GIF mode, which you can enable by pressing F1. By going into F3 mode, you enable frame by frame, and if you hit F5, you'll go to the next frame. So you can use this to examine scenarios a bit more closely. And you can do this outside of GIF mode as well. F4 enables a slow motion mode, so you can configure exactly how fast you want the game speed to be under that. Pressing F2 allows you to pause gravity for as long as you want, so you can examine moves in air. There's also silly interactions with momentum that you can see, like Beat Driver slightly pushes you back there. You can also disable the HUD if you'd like. And again, most of these hotkey options also have toggleable options in the escape menu as well. Finally, we have the actual frame meter, which I know you've been wanting to look at for the entire video. There's a few different colors, but the basic gist is green is startup, red is active, blue is recovery. There's also purple for landing recovery, yellow for hit stun, block stun. There's also little arrows for armor, strike and vuln, throw and vuln, and other various states. You can check the GitHub for more info. If you mouse over each little frame, it tells you what exactly is going on, as well as the animation that's being done. The top bar is player 1, and the bottom bar is player 2, so you can record some pretty intricate scenarios with that. Finally, I'd like to go over the actual hitbox display. The various colors represent different things. Red represents hitboxes, green represents hurtboxes, light blue is would-be counter-hit hurtboxes, gray is pre-hit hurtboxes, yellow is push boxes, there's that little cross which is your origin point for your character, there's also small black and white dots for projectile origin points, blue is for rejection boxes for like blitzes, and there's also throw box, push box checks. If you try to input throw, those show up as blue. There's a bunch of different things, and if you check the GitHub, just like the frame meter, all of the data is there. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. I know I covered it in an unconventional order, but I did so in the hopes that you get to see some of the more unique features this mod has to offer, and that it's not just a hitbox overlay.